The United Nations. Hello everyone, my name is Yatee and today we are going to talk about United Nations. What is United Nations? United Nations is an international organization that is made for maintaining peace and security in different countries. So now we are going to talk about how was the United Nations created. The world has witnessed two terrible wars that has caused so much of destruction that the effects are seen till today. The League of Nations was formed immediately after World War I for promoting international cooperation and achieving peace and security among different countries. However, the League of Nations could not prevent World War II. The United Nations Organization, or UNO or simply UN, was formed in 1945 after the Second World War. It did the same thing what League of Nations did, but it simply replaced it. The name United Nations Organization was coined by Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was the President of America back then. The United Nations came into force on 24th October 1945. Therefore, every year, 24th October is celebrated as United Nations Day. The rules governing the UN are called the Charter of the United Nations. But although the UN came into force on 24th October, the Charter was signed by 51 countries in San Francisco on 26th June 1945. The logo of the United Nations. The logo of the United Nations depicts the world map surrounded with crossed branches of an olive tree. The world map shows the UN in its quest to attain world peace, whereas the olive branches symbolize peace. Aims of the United Nations. While the Charter has rules and regulations that each UN member should follow, it also has some aims that the UN has decided to focus on. They are as follows. Number 1, to maintain international peace and security. Number 2, to develop friendly relations among nations based on the principle for equal rights and self-determination of people. Number 3, to foster worldwide cooperation to solve international economical, social, cultural and humanitarian problems. Number 4, to respect and promote human rights. Number 5, to serve as the center where nations can coordinate their activities and actions towards these various ends. Now, much of the work of the United Nations is carried out by its organs and specialized agencies. So first we are going to talk about the organs of the United Nations. There are 6 organs of the United Nations. They are as follows. The General Assembly, also known as GA, the Security Council, also known as SC, the Economic and Social Council, also known as ECOSOC, the Trusteeship Council, the Secretariat and the International Court of Justice, also known as ICJ. So let's talk about them in detail. Number 1, the General Assembly or the GA. The General Assembly comprises of all the members of the UN. The work of the United Nations throughout the year depends to a great extent on the instructions given to it by the General Assembly. The member states send their representative to the General Assembly once a year. It is a unique forum where discussions on various international issues are conducted. The General Assembly may also take action in cases of any threat to the world peace. Number 2, Security Council SC. The Security Council deals with the global issues of war and peace. Its primary responsibility is to maintain international peace and security. It consists of 15 members, which include 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent members. USA, UK, Russia, France and China are the 5 permanent members. They hold the most important power called veto, meaning the right to reject a decision or proposal made by any other member. Number 3, the Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC. The ECOSOC comprises of 54 members. This council mainly coordinates between the United Nations and its specialized agencies. These members are elected for a tenure of 3 years by the General Assembly. It is a platform to reflect, debate and think for new ideas on sustainable development. The Trusteeship Council, it was set up immediately after World War II. It held much importance back when it was set up. It ensured administration and development of those areas which were not independent or had been destroyed as a result of the war. The Secretariat. The Secretariat is the principal administrative department of the United Nations. It is headed by the Secretary General and helps in peacekeeping missions and to mediate in international disputes. The International Court of Justice (ICJ). The International Court of Justice is the main judicial branch of the United Nations. It is located at The Hague, Netherlands and has a bench of 15 judges who are elected for a 9-year tenure by both the General Assembly and the Security Council. The International Court of Justice's role is to settle legal disputes in accordance with international law. It also provides advice on legal issues referred to it by United Nations organs and specialized agencies. So these were the 6 organs of the United Nations. Now we are going to talk about United Nations specialized agencies which work in different fields. There are 8 of them. They are UNICEF, WHO, FAO, UNESCO, ILO, IMF, UNEP, UNDP. So now we are going to talk about them in detail. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, or simply United Nations Children Fund, also known as UNICEF. It is a field of United Nations which works towards making provisions for proper nourishment, health care and education for children. World Health Organization (WHO). It works towards improving and safeguarding people's health all across the world. Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO). It ensures that every person has access to regular food to lead a healthy, active life. It also aims to achieve food security and end world hunger. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO). It encourages international cooperation in the sciences, culture and education. It also works towards preserving cultural heritage sites. Number 5. International Labour Organization (ILO). It works towards improving the conditions of people at work. It also aims to enhance the opportunities for work. International Monetary Fund (IMF). It works to secure international trade, reduce poverty and promote financial growth and development. United Nations Environment Programme (UNEP). It aims to promote sustainable development and it also works towards conserving the environment. United Nations Development Programme (UNDP). It works towards reducing poverty and inequality. It ensures that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Now we are going to talk about India's support to the United Nations. India is one of the founding members of the United Nations. It was one of those 51 countries who signed the Charter in San Francisco on 26 June 1945. It has always helped the United Nations in various activities like promoting freedom and equality in different parts of the world. It has also participated in UN peacekeeping missions in countries such as Congo. UN peacekeeping missions help countries overcome conflict and restore peace. So now we are going to talk about some facts from Yatee. Number 1, did you know ILO was set up in 1919 at the end of World War I? It became the United Nations' first specialized agency in 1946. In 1969, it was awarded the prestigious Nobel Peace Prize for promoting fraternity among countries. Number 2. Did you know India was offered to be one of the permanent members of the Security Council, but it refused as it had just gained independence at that time and had wanted to focus on making India a developed country. Thank you and Jai Hind.